ABC is the worst network in terms of fairness. They had a poll where I was 17 points down a couple of days prior to the election. I was 17 points down in Wisconsin. And they do that so people don't vote because, hey, I love Trump, but he's 17 points down. I'm not going to go out and vote. I was 17 points down and I won.
Is ABC setting up the former President Donald Trump to fail the upcoming debate on September 10th? We're going to talk about this right now on Breaking Mediocrity. What's going on? This is D.A. Bourne. Welcome to Breaking Mediocrity. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I thank you, and I much appreciate whatever you can do. All right, so we're getting to it, man. It's only days away from the U.S. presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. This might be the most entertaining debate of all time. We got Kamala, however you pronounce her name. She has yet to do not even a live interview. She's done one interview since she announced her presidency, running for president, and it was a lousy one. Donald Trump is all over the place doing interviews at any time, and so I don't know what's going on. I don't know why she's hesitating to do interviews, but anyway, Tuesday, it's coming. It's coming. Get your popcorn ready. If you don't have any popcorn, go get some. It is going to be very entertaining. I cannot wait to watch this debate. It's probably going to be the most watched debate of all time. So anyway, I want to show a clip because we know that this debate is on ABC. ABC, of all the networks, okay, you got CNBC or MSNBC, you have CNN, you have CBS, and you have ABC. All of them are very left-wing focused, but probably the most left-wing of all of them is probably ABC. And I got a clip of Donald Trump where he is sitting with Sean Hannity, and he talks about how biased ABC is and how it's just not the right. He doesn't want to do the debate on ABC, but Donald Trump, he's going to do it because he's not afraid of negative confrontation, unlike someone else I know. So anyway, here's a clip, him talking with Sean Hannity about ABC. Here we go.
So we have all of this. Now, let me talk about, in 6 days, you will have probably your only opportunity to debate Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
If I vote instead of George Stephanopoulos' network that I get to moderate the debate. Just saying. But
I have
ABC
to say, though,
is not.
John, ABC is the worst network in terms of fairness. They had a poll where I was 17 points down a couple of days prior to the election. I was 17 points down in Wisconsin. And they do that so people don't vote because, hey, I love Trump, but he's 17 points down. I'm not going to go out and vote. I was 17 points down and I won. And I called the best pollster. I said, why wouldn't they say 5 or 4 or 3? Because at 3, you go and vote. At 17, your people say, I want to vote, but, I'm busy. I have other things to do. Let's go see a movie and we'll watch the results later. They are the most dishonest network, the meanest, the nastiest, but that was what I was presented with. I was presented with ABC, George Slopadopoulos. You know who he is? And he's a nasty guy. And yet, he's a nasty guy. I've had him up to here. But let me tell you, he's a very, very bad kind of a guy. But I watched his interview of Joe Biden. It was like the softest interview I've ever seen. It was softer than the CNN interview of Kamala. But they're very nasty. And I think a lot of people are going to be watching to see how nasty they are, how unfair they are. I agreed to do it because they wouldn't do any other network. The other thing is, her best friend is the head of the network. Her husband's best friend is married to the head of the network. And they're going to get the questions. I've already heard they're going to get the questions in advance. They even have Donna Brazil. Remember Donna Brazil? She gave Donna Brazil. She's the real beauty. Donna Brazil. She gave Hillary Clinton the questions. You remember that? And she works for ABC, and she's at the round table talking about the debate. So we're going to watch very closely, but you're not allowed to do it. We even have a clause in the contract. You can't give them the questions, but I'm not sure it's going to help her that much, though. I think you might give her the questions and give her the answers with the questions. I'm not sure it's going to help her.
Seriously, I don't know how anybody does not like a Trump interview. I mean, you gotta like sometimes that he's unhinged, because he just comes up with, the answers. It's so entertaining to watch his answers. Unless you got DTS, you just can't stand anything about him. But he's just entertaining. But man, he dropped so much in that little clip, and he just dropped ABC truly is unfair. They're unfair, and they're so left-wing. Here's how so left-wing they are, okay? So we know ABC, along with ESPN, is owned by Disney. We all know Disney has always been on that left-wing agenda, and they always, they're trying to push out LGBT, the alphabet community, in their shows. They try to push left-wing politics in their shows, FX, all that stuff. So you got that. You got ESPN. Look, ESPN, they don't have any right-wing commentators, analysts. All the right-wing analysts are pretty much gone. Look, Dean Cain was a strong right-wing analyst. He left for Fox. They recently fired RG3. I don't know about where he stands, but they also fired Sam Ponder and Samantha Ponder, and they fired her because they're making cutbacks. But several weeks before that, she made a comment about men playing in women's sports. Now, she's the only ESPN reporter or worker that made a comment about that, that subject. And when there were cutbacks, who was let go? Sam Ponder. Okay? You have Sage Steele, who was in a dispute with ESPN. And this was over the COVID, the C-19 period, when she made comments about vaccine and stuff like that. So she was in a dispute with them, and then when they finally came to an agreement and a settlement, what did she do? She left them, and she's right wing. So ESPN has no right wing people working for them. Pretty much everybody on the ESPN network is left wing. So, and then you got ABC. And now ABC is just off the rocker. I mean, you watch The View, all they do is they sit there and talk and complain about Trump all the time. Those ladies are just, they're a mess. And then you got shows in the past. Like me, I was a big Shonda Rhimes viewer, Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder, Station 19, all that stuff. But then they're always dropping left-wing politics in their shows. So you got a whole bunch of, all their shows are left-wing focused. They did have one actor on one of those shows, on one of those ABC shows. Remember Last Man Standing? Remember the star of the show, Tim Allen? Yes, he was right-wing to the core. And he was a big Trump supporter. And then what happened after Trump got in? 2017, look what happened. The show gets canceled on ABC. And it went to Fox. They're very left-wing. Alright? But anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about here. So, you got a situation, and the question I brought up earlier is ABC gonna make it unfair for Donald Trump to win this debate? And everything is against him. Everything is against him. So it is so easy for me to say yes, they are making it unfair for Donald Trump to win this election. However, I'm going to say the opposite. It's not even about whether Trump can win this debate. It's about whether Kamala can win this debate. Seriously. Kamala, we have no idea how she's going to do. And I believe she has a bigger chance to mess up this debate than Trump has to win this debate against an unfair network. Because, I mean, we're looking at it now. She don't want to do any interviews. And even according to the clip, she probably knows the questions in advance because her husband is very well connected to George Stephanopoulos. I can't even pronounce his name, but you know, so she probably has the questions in advance, and she probably already is writing. You know, she probably has a crew already writing her answers. I mean, if you're right wing, how do you see this and be like, yeah, this is going to be our next president? Do you really, if she can't do a live interview, how do you think she's going to stand up in that debate? You know Trump's team, who now has RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard, who destroyed her in a debate years ago. He's got a crew, and you know they're coming up with stuff. And oh man, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. So I don't know, like seriously, if you're a Democrat and you're watching this video, if Kamala Harris struggles to have a live interview, how do you think she's going to do against world leaders? Seriously, against, you know, talking to Putin and all these leaders of the world. You think they're going to take her seriously? Seriously. I mean, like, I don't even want to say this, but no, I'll just leave what I was gonna say. But anyway, you think she's gonna be able to have a chance against world leaders? You think they're really gonna take her seriously? You think America's gonna have any fair advantage in terms of making deals with other world leaders and other countries in the world if Kamala Harris is president? Think about it. But no, you're just gonna stay in the fact that I just don't want Trump in office. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Because I already shared my thoughts. I think this is Kamala's debate to mess up. She has a better chance of messing up this debate than Donald Trump has to, go against an unfair network. But anyway, give me your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Breaking Mediocrity. Until the next one, we're out of here. Peace.